Yeah, and the song is Manasadeva. Share my screen here. Yeah, you're ready
Okay, then. মানস দেহ গেহ जो কিছু মোর আর পিউ তুয়া পাদে নন্দ কিশোর संपदे विपदे जीवन मरणे दाई मम गेला तुआ उपद बरने मारो भी राखो भी जो इच्छा तोहार नित्य दास प्रति तुआ अधिकार जन्म भी मोय इच्छा जदि तोर भक्त ग्रहे जनि जन्मा होए मोर कीट जन्मा होए जेठा तुआ दास बहिर्मुखा ब्रह्म जन्मी नाही आस भुक्ति मुक्ति स्पृह विना जे भक्ता लभते ताको संगा अनुरक्ता जनक जननी तैता तनय प्रभु गुरु पति तुहु सर्वमय भक्ति विनोद कहे सुनो काना राधा नाथ तुहु हमार पराना मानसो देह गेह जो किछु मोर आर पियू तुआ पादे नंद किशोर. Translation. Mind, body, family, whatever may be mine, I have surrendered at your lotus feet, O youthful son of Nanda. In good fortune or in bad, in life or at death, all my difficulties have disappeared by choosing those feet of yours as my only shelter. Slay me or protect me as you wish, for you are the master of your eternal servant. If it is your will that I be born again, then may it be in the home of your devotee. May I be born again even as a worm, so long as I remain your devotee. I have no desire to be born as a Brahma, averse to you. I yearn for the company of that devotee who is completely devoid of all desire for worldly enjoyment or liberation. Father, mother, lover, son, lord, preceptor and husband, you are everything to me. Thakur Bhaktivinoda says, O Kana, please hear me, O Lord of Radha, you are my life and soul. So this is Atma Nivedan song, surrendering our body, mind, words to Krishna. Unconditional surrender. That Krishna, you can do anything you like. Maro bhi rakho bhi, jo ichha tumhar. I'm your servant, just like the last verse of Shikshashtakam. Ashlishyava padaratam panashtam. And you are the proprietor. You are the enjoyer, and you are the maintainer. So rakshishititi vishwaso gopatritve varanam tatha. Everything is yours. You are maintaining me. Yeah, and if I take shelter of your lotus feet, then all my difficulties will disappear. And my only desire is that let me remain your devotee. If I have to take another birth, may it be in the home of a devotee. And I don't want to become averse to you. And you are everything to me, father, mother, lover, son, preceptor. Yes, Prabhu, you would like to add something? Oh, you unmute.
Yeah, I was trying to unmute and it was not unmuting. Yeah. So surrender, yeah, as you said, Atma Nivedan. Nothing is mine, everything is yours. Whatever I have is also given to me by you only. So I surrender it back to you. So my mind, my body, my house, I offer it back to you. Okay. Geho. Geho is my house or household. Yeah. So you are the supreme controller and you can send me wherever you like, as Prabhupada said. You decide my destiny. Where I will go, it's up to you. But my request is that if I go somewhere, please keep me in the association of your devotees. And
Help me, let me chant Hare Krishna even if you send me to hell.
that Prabhupada said, yes, you are situated as super soul in my heart. And from you comes remembrance. So don't put me into forgetfulness. Always remind me to chant Hare Krishna. So wherever I go, always give me the association of your devotees. And those devotees who are completely pure of all material desires. I'm hankering for their association. Okay, so that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying.
Yeah, I pasted, Parikshit Maharaj says that, I pasted the verse, I pray that if I have to take another birth in the material world, I will have complete attachment to Krishna, association with his devotees, and friendly relationship with all living beings.
Yeah, okay. So it is said to get human form of life is very rare, and to get association of devotees.
Even more rare. Durlabha manasho deho dehinam shana bhangura tatrapi durlabha mane vaikuntha priyadarshan.
So keep me in the association of because in the association of devotees we have five things, right, that are potent, but the most potent is the association of devotees because in that association you'll do all the other four things. Prabhupada said if you want to practice spiritual life alone, then you are
Crazy.
crazy, insane. Yeah, he says that. So we see that whenever we leave the association of ISKCON and the devotees, then anybody who does that, we don't come to the classes, we don't read Srila Prabhupada's books like that, which is also association with Prabhupada. Then our spiritual life, inspiration will go down, and our other association will increase. So we have to keep association, and in the association of devotees, we do so much service to Krishna. So it is very joyful process to serve Krishna in the association of devotees. That is what they do in the spiritual world. They're not serving Krishna alone. There are so many devotees and they are serving all together. So somebody does this service, somebody does that service. Like in decoration of Kunja, right? They will do so many. Some gopis doing this service, some gopis doing that service, like that.
Yeah, in the spiritual world, everybody is pure devotee, so there is no envy
Hmm.
and there is no fighting between devotees.
Hmm. It's transcendental fighting also.
Transcendental competition.
Correct. So it is joyful. And here also we can have the same spiritual world environment. As we, yeah, we have pure desire to serve Krishna and his devotees. Then everybody is in the mood like of Vaikuntha, like spiritual Golok Vrindavan. Everybody wants to serve each other. Prabhu, you are my Prabhu. That's what this Parikshit Maharaj is saying, that let me have friendly association with all the simplistic friendship in the association of pious and enlightened devotees. Well, that's the other one here. Yeah, you, Preeti pasted this. Yeah, Vritrasur. Uttama janeshu sakhyam sansara chakre pramata swakarmabhi त्वन्मयात्मात्मज दारगेहेश्व आसक्त चित्तस्य नाथा भूया. Okay. So, O Lord, my Master, I'm wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitive activities. Sansara chakre brahmata swakarmabhi. Swakarmabhi means my own karma. I'm sansara chakre. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in the association of your pious and enlightened devotees. Janeshu sakhyam. Sakhyam is friendship. My attachment to my body, wife, children, and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy. Maya, Mayaya, Atma, Atmaja. Ja means born of ones, so that's children. Tara is wife. Geheshva is home. Asakta chittasya nanatha bhuyat. I wish to be attached no longer. Asakta means attachment, asakti. Chittasya, my consciousness is attached, but not. I wish to be attached to them. Of course, it's not like family centered around Krishna consciousness. They are devotees. So there is attachment on the spiritual platform. They are also souls. We have to think that, oh, these children are Krishna's children, which Krishna has entrusted in my care. So these are Krishna's children. And the soul belongs to Krishna. And the body also is Krishna's energy. Bhumi Aponalavai. So I should take care of the child so that he becomes a good devotee of Krishna. Okay, we are talking about parenting, right?
Prabhupada said that the children are your deities.
Right. So you have to serve them, which is natural to serve the children in such a way that they will become devotees of Krishna. Guru na sasyat, janani na sasyat. Don't become father, don't become mother, don't become a husband until janani means mother, until you can deliver your dependence from the cycle of birth and death. So we should try. I mean, they will become or not, that's up to them ultimately. But we can give them a good environment so that they learn from the parents. Children learn from the parents. And they're very malleable. They're like a sponge. In the beginning, they will absorb. That's why they learn, they have such remarkable ability that they can learn any language very fast. So we have to learn a language at this age, like it's so difficult, but they learn so fast. So they are like a sponge. They are very malleable. And whatever way you guide them, that's how they will become. So this is the verse. Guru na sasyat. Svajano na sasyat. So one is ta and ja. So it's like I think ta becomes ja or something like that when the vowels and consonants, how it comes in Sanskrit. Guru na sasyat. Syat means become. Don't become guru. Don't become a relative. Svajana. That's difficult because when you're born in the world, then you're relative to somebody. Guru na sasyat, svajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat, janani na sasyat, daivam na tatsyan, na patischa sasyan, sasyat, syajan, na mochayedya samupeta mrityam. One who cannot deliver his dependence from the path of repeated birth and death. Na mochayed. Mochayed is like freeing, moksha. Na mochayedya samupeta mrityam. one who is on the path of repeated birth and death. From the impending death, like that. One who cannot deliver his dependence from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master. Means it's a big responsibility. If you become father, mother, like that, it's a big responsibility because you have to free them from the cycle of birth and death. And that is real service to your child when you make them Krishna conscious. And why it's real service? Because then you are freeing them from all suffering once and for all. You're freeing them from all suffering. From the cycle of birth and death means suffering. So that's a big service to free somebody from all suffering. Correct? Yeah.
And the children also have the responsibility that, yeah, like we were saying,
Hmm.
21 generations are liberated, right?
Correct. Prabhupada says,
Children have the responsibility to take their parents back home, back to God.
correct. So we should become pure devotees. That's how we can benefit benefit our parents whom we love so much. So we love our parents and so we should become very pure devotees. So then all the generations, this is Pitra Paksha. So many things they say about ancestors. But if we become pure in heart, means Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, all other desires zero, then to just surrender to Krishna, that's all. So then like that if we can become pure devotees or even devotees, that's good. All everything benefits, but pure devotee will liberate us. Trisakti bhi. Nrsimhadev said 3 times 7, 21 generations.
And we were also hearing a purport where Prabhupada was saying if we commit something wrong, then that also affects our parents. Where did we read that? Purport.
I'm not sure where it. Yeah. So yeah, because parents only give the sanskar to the children. So, but we have our past. But even if we make mistake, then we rectify it by repenting it for it and then taking shelter of Krishna.
Like you said, if your dog bites someone else, then you are held responsible.
Yeah, correct. So
So that's why this verse: don't become a parent if you cannot give good sanskars to your children.
correct. But sometimes yesterday we met right one person who gave us a donation. He's saying that my children are, remember.
Oh, atheist. Yeah.
But
But
that's why
if the parent do something, like donation to the temple, and that is also affecting the child.
correct.
Like that Sukriti is going to the child also.
They're karmically connected, so we are in some family or something, some karma involved. Both karmas of the parents affect the child's karma is, they're all, for the time being, the karma is like, that is why a child takes birth in a certain family and in a certain situation to certain parents. And the parents also have their karma to have that soul as their child. So it's kind of connected to some degree. But Vasudhaiva Kutumbikam, everybody is Krishna's children. That is the broader consciousness, and we are in the big family of Krishna. Krishna is the father, Radharani is the mother. Prabhupada says like this: the universal father and universal mother. So we are on. Okay. Prabhupada said, I left my small family and now I have so many sons and daughters and like that, without the botheration of a wife. Something like that. Anyway, wife is not rubber brown, that's it. Because anyway, so it's not anything against anything, but okay. Anything else? So surrender to Krishna. Everything that you have, that is the purport of this song. Ultimately, our life also we surrender. Prana artha diya vacha. So everything for you, Krishna. Okay. So anyway, it will be taken away. Everything will be taken away. So when it is taken away, we can't do anything about it. Right? It's going to be taken away, everything, eventually. But while we have it, then we surrender to Krishna. So even like you can in your will, you can say my money will go to this temple in Mayapur or Vrindavan and support the worship of Krishna, and or many devotees do that, right? Like that. They put the service of Krishna in their will, means some temple like that they give, and then Nitya Seva also is there. So, and we can do while living also, and while dying also, one can give the money to
So
Krishna.
once the soul has departed, what is done after that? It should benefit the soul.
Correct,
Um, like the Pitra Paksha that is going on, we are benefiting our forefathers, right?
correct.
Uh,
And while
after
living
doing
only you make the will, right? While living only you make the will that okay, let my money be used for Krishna, like that. So you are there's a will, and according to the will, you so you decided while you're living that only let my this money that I have in the bank be given to this. So somebody will give, but yeah, because you have willed like that also. So yeah, and after whatever you were saying, yeah, that's after we do so many vidhis and all this. So that also affects. Just like before the child is born, also there are so many things we do. So after the death, also there are sanskars. Before death, before birth, also there are sanskars. So it affects. It's a subtle process, and we may think how does it affect, but it is described. So okay. So I don't want a good I don't want a high position if there is no Krishna consciousness. I don't want a nice material situation bereft of Krishna consciousness. Brahma means nice material situation, right? He lives for a long time and he has no misery practically. So he says, I don't want a nice material situation without misery if I'm not worshipping you, I'm not chanting your holy name. You are my everything. What is that verse? Mata Dhata Pitamaha.
Mhm. I also मदेक बंधु मत संगी मत गुरु मन महाधना मन निस्तार का मत भाग्य मत आनंद नमोस्तुते.
Matsangin. Yeah, I have to memorize this verse. Yeah, this is Krishna is everything to me. So, okay.
अपिताहमस्य जगत माता धाता पितामह वेद्यं पवित्रम ओंकार रक्षामि यजुरेव च. I'm the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandson.
Yeah, Krishna is our everything. God is everything. Because nobody can be with us forever. Only God is Paramatma. And yeah, our relationship with God is eternal. All other relationships are for the time being. And we should all these temporary relationships should help us revive our permanent relationship with the Lord. But Prabhupada said sometimes devotees eternal, they have also eternal relationship. They may be related in the spiritual world also. So we will have a ISKCON in the spiritual world, Prabhupada said like that. So
Well, then the whole of the spiritual world will be part of that. Well, all are devotees there.
yeah. But there maybe we may be in our original forms, whatever forms. Okay, so please hear me. Mama Nivedana Shuno. Please hear my request, brother. Shuno Kana. Okay. You are my life and soul. Only God can help us when everything fails. And if somebody helps us, that is also arrangement of God only. That's also some instrument of God only.
Mhm. So that's why the devotee sees the hand of Krishna in every situation, good or bad. Misery is or suffering is also mercy from Krishna. Krishna has sanctioned this situation for my purification, for me to become more detached and more surrendered.
Yeah.
And if something good happens, oh, that's Krishna's mercy. This person has helped me because he's been, directed by Krishna to help me.
Correct.
So
Krishna is
he
everywhere.
sees Krishna everywhere, like I was saying yesterday.
Yeah.
स्थावर जंगम देखे न देखे तारा मंत्री सर्वत्र होए निज इष्ट देव स्फूर्ति यो माम पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वम च माम पश्यति.
What is the next one? Sarvam Chamai Pashyati Nattasya.
तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति.
Tasyaham na pranashyami. Sachame.
Mhm. One who sees me everywhere and everything in me, I'm never lost to him, nor is he lost to me.
Correct. So every situation is Krishna's mercy. Of course, then we also say we create our own situation by our own desires also. But yes, ultimately, Krishna may want to purify us. So, like our desires create a situation, and then we get the misery also. But that is also to bring us closer.
Sanctioned by sanctioned sarva karana karanam, right? Cause of everything is Krishna. Whether it is our desire, but Krishna has to sanction it, right?
Yeah, so we get entangled in this material world because of our own desires. Actually, means Krishna didn't send us here in this material world to suffer, but yeah, we desired Ichha Dvesha Samudana, so He sent us here, so we came here. And now we can desire to go back, as Prabhupada says. Krishna will help. He wants us to desire correctly. That's why He speaks the Bhagavad Gita. Yatha ichchasi tatha kuru. Now you desire as you like, but He wants us to desire the right things. So He has given the freedom because without freedom there is no love. But He wants us to desire the correct things. Correct.
Yeah. I was thinking we can memorize this verse. I did.
Which one?
कृष्ण कहे आमा भजे मागे विषय सुख अमृत छाड़ी विश्व मागे एई बड़ा मूर्ख आमी विज्ञाए मूर्खे विषया के निदिबा स्वचरणामृत दिया विषय भूलैबा.
This nice verse. Yeah, Krishna kahe ama bhaje. Oh, Krishna is saying, oh, he is worshipping me, mage vishay sukh, but he is wanting sense gratification. Amrita chadi, giving up nectar, visha mage, he is asking for poison. Hey, bada murg, he is very foolish. Krishna says, if one engages in my transcendental loving service at the same time wants the opulence of material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish indeed. Indeed, he is just like a person who gives up ambrosia to drink poison. So Krishna kahe am bhaje. Let's memorize this verse. Okay. Amrita chhadi visha mage. Krishna kahe am bhaje mage vishaya sukh. Worshipping me. Okay. Ami vigya. I am very intelligent. I know vigya. E murkhe vishaya kene diba. This foolish person. Why should I give him? That's why Krishna will not satisfy. Uh, if we insist, he may satisfy, but then he will learn our lesson from that. But for others also, he may, like many times, we may have some desires which are not good, and Krishna may not sanction those desires. So nothing will happen. You keep desiring, nothing will happen because it's not good for you. Ami vigya e murkhe vishaya kene diba. Oh, this foolish person. Why should I give him poison? Vishaya kene diba. Swacharnamrita diya vishaya bulaiba. I will give him the charnamrit, the nectar of my lotus feet, shelter of my lotus feet. Diya vishaya bulaiba. Will make him forget all the desires for enjoyment. Means he will give higher taste. Krishna will give higher taste. Then everything, illusory enjoyment will be forgotten. Yeah, correct, is it? He'll give higher taste.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Alright, so we'll memorize this verse. So, yeah, we are suffering in this material existence. Everybody is suffering. And if we come to Krishna, because we are suffering because of our material desires, then Krishna will make us forget. Like it happened with the case of what? Who was suffering because of material desire, and then he forgot his material desire.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj. He was suffering very much. Why? Because he was insulted by his stepmother. So it's like more suffering than you lose something. Right? When somebody hurts your ego, and that's a big suffering. So he was suffering very much and was crying, and his mother said, yes, you take shelter of Krishna, only can save you. Where can I find Krishna? Oh, in the forest. So go in the forest. And then he forgot everything.
Thanabhilashi tapasi sthitoham Mam praptavan deva munindra guhyam kachan vichanvanapi divyaratnam swamim prathato asmi varam nayachi. What I was seeking was broken piece of glass, but after seeing you, I have found the greatest jewel, so I don't desire anything else from you.
Yeah, unfulfilled material desires cause great suffering. Actually. So, but when Krishna will take away the desire only, then there is no suffering. So, that's how it is. That's why Prahlad Maharaj says, you take away all material desires from the core of my heart, so I will be very happy. We are thinking that the more we indulge in material desires, we'll get more happiness. But it's just the opposite.
Krishna Bhakta Nishkamate Vishanta.
Bhukti.
Mukti Siddhi Kame Sakaliya Shanta.
So there'll be no peace in life.
Mhm.
Because material desires never end, right? It comes one after another.
Yeah, and we're not these bodies, so those things don't satisfy us. Anything to the soul is satisfying. Like, the fish out of water example we give, right? Fish is a animal of water. It will be happy only by going back into water. You give it anything else, will not be satisfied.
Correct. So all desires we can dovetail, like can convert them into spiritual desires. Also, material desires we can dovetail also in the proper way for service of Krishna. At the end of life, it only what matters is how much taste you have in serving Krishna. That's all that matters. The end of life. But yeah, so at the end of life, we don't want taste for all other things, because if you have taste for other things, then back here in another material body.
Yeah. And why give all these things to the body, which will ultimately cheat us at the end? It will leave us, will become bad, right? Krishna will never cheat us, right? If you make friendship with Krishna, you'll never be cheated.
Yeah, you will feel happy and blissful. So yeah, we can depend on Krishna. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, in all activities, Chetasa Sarva Karmani, Mai Sanyasya Mat Paraha. And what is that verse? In the 18th chapter. In all activities, just depend on me and work under my protection.
Chetasa sarva karmani mai sannyasa matpara buddhi yogam upashritya mat chitta sadatam bhava. You can take this verse for tomorrow also. 1857.
Okay. And then this one for, I'll start also memory. Chetasa Sarva Karmani, Mai Sanyasya Mat Paraha. Buddhi Yogam Upashit. So we have to depend on Krishna because He is the one. Any activity we do, we don't know the result, how it will turn out. We depend on Krishna. We do our effort to serve Krishna, and what will happen, we don't know. So, like distributing books or anything, we depend on Krishna. We just go and do our. Whether books will go or not, it's up to Him. Because He is the one who will inspire as the super soul in the heart. We may think, oh, it is because I am talking. No, it is actually Krishna sanctioning for that person that you take the book. Because he is the super soul in the heart. But because the devotee is praying, like that's why devotee is desiring that this person take the book. So Krishna was also inspiring that person in the heart. So when devotees desire, oh, this person should become Krishna conscious, like Prabhupada desired. And because of his desire, of course, there is so many people became Krishna conscious. So because his desire is detected by Krishna, Krishna is also in the heart of the other person, and then he may inspire like that. So, so it's mercy of the devotees. They pray for us, and we get delivered. So we get all the. So when you please the devotees, automatically the goodwill and the blessings of the devotee come towards us, for us, and that will inspire us to do the right things. In all activities, just depend upon me and work always under my protection. In such devotional service, be fully conscious of me. So Prabhupada says, while working, one should think of Krishna only. I have been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna. While acting in such a way, one naturally has to think of Krishna. And then we offer the results. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva. च मनसेन्द्रिये वा
आत्मा मनुष्य स्वभाव करोति यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणेति समर्पित.
So then we depend on Krishna, so we don't worry about the result. We just offer the activity in devotion to Krishna. And then whatever the result is there, it's up to him. So, yeah, what were you saying?
No.
When we are not worried about the result, then we can be free from anxiety and do our effort in a focused way. Like even otherwise, like if student is always thinking whether I'll pass the exam, I'll not pass the exam, then he can't focus on studying nicely. He's like, I'll pass the exam, I'll not pass the exam. You're worried too much about. Yeah, so we just study, we do our nicely, and then whether I'll pass or not will depend on so many factors. Like they say, there are five factors in an action. There is our endeavor, there is sanction of super soul, ultimately the sanction of super soul, our past karma. Like that. Okay, so we'll read a few verses from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, and yesterday we were also Damodar Leela we were reading, but
Yeah,
afterwards.
want to read Damodar?
No, we can read Bhagavatam.
Okay, we'll read. Yeah, Anand Vrindavan Champu we can read. So 3 to 32, 23. Entanglement in fruitive activities. वासुदेव भगवती भक्ति योग प्रयोजितः जनयति आसु वैराग्यम ज्ञानम यद ब्रह्म दर्शनम. Last line is different. Engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service unto Krishna make it possible to advance in knowledge and detachment as well as in self-reliance. So when we serve Krishna, then automatically detachment will come. Detachment and knowledge will also come if we serve Krishna selflessly. Then automatically this will come because Krishna will guide us in the heart. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. And because we will get higher taste, we will become detached also. So service to Krishna will result in this. If we do it in the right consciousness, service to Krishna, then Krishna will give. We don't have to. One acquires causeless, like the other word, janati asuvara, jnanam cha yat ahetukam. Ahetukam means causeless. So we don't know how it happens. It is mystical. Like Prabhupada says that if you, what is that? By serving the Bhagavad, right? He says it is very mystical by serving the book Bhagavad and person Bhagavad. In that human reason fails to understand how it happens, but it happens. So, like you chant Hare Krishna and your heart will become pure. And we can't logically understand how. Of course, we know that name of Krishna is not different from Krishna, and when we chant Hare Krishna, we are coming in contact with Krishna, who is all pure, and that's why we become purified. That's the how it works. But just repeating from another point of view, just repeating some words, and heart is becoming clean. It's difficult to understand the word that the name and the person are non-different. I mean, intellectually, how can you understand that Krishna, the name, is non-different from the person? Because this is just some sound vibration, and the person, they are same. It's intellectually difficult. But Prabhupada says if you keep chanting, then you will come to this realization that yes, Nam and Nami are non-different. So I mean, sometimes when we chant, we should think, what better thing I can do than to be in association of God? I'm in the association of God. This is the best thing, right? What other better association I can get? then association of God. So Krishna and Radha Krishna. Then you will not feel that, oh, this chanting should finish, when will I finish my rounds and like that. We'll not finish like that. We'll not think like that. Because we will feel, yeah, I'm in the association of God. This is the best thing. This best thing that can happen to me in this day is that I'm in the association of God. So what else do I need? This is the best thing I can do with my time. Then of course we have to do other things. So but if we think like that, then we'll keep chanting only. I always want to remain in the association of God. Then we will do Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. Of course, I'm just saying theoretically, but yeah, the more we feel like that, enthused that this is so nice, I'm in association of God, then we should feel like that, theoretically at least we should understand. Prabhupada says when we chant, we should remember that the holy name is non-different from Krishna. Then you are a pure devotee, even though you may be in the neophyte stage. Because then you will pay attention, you will feel you will feel like very privileged. Yes, I'm in the association of God. You will pay attention. So then heart will become clean and then you will become pure devotee. So it is said by less intelligent men that bhakti yoga or devotional service is meant for persons who are not advanced in transcendental knowledge and real renunciation. Like, who was criticized like that? That, oh, you are so sentimental.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
Correct. Chaitanya.
Prakash Nanda.
Hmm. Correct. In Banaras, Varanasi. He was criticized. Yeah, you are chanting, you are taken sannyas, but you are chanting sentimentally. This is like. So some people think that, yeah, Bhakti Yoga is meant for those who don't know so much scriptures and they are not renounced. So, but the fact is that, Prabhupada is saying, if one engages in devotional service of the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, he does not have to attempt separately to practice detachment or to wait for an awakening of transcendental knowledge. So, Prabhupada is saying that automatically, if you engage in devotional service, then you don't have to. Of course, this reading of Bhagavatam is also devotional service only. So we may say, well, we are getting knowledge because we are reading. But even if you don't read, if you chant Hare Krishna, all the knowledge will come from within. So,
One of the offenses to the holy name is to maintain material attachments. So how can you explain that? I mean, it seems as if something needs to be done through our own endeavor as well.
yeah, correct. It's a good point that automatically it happens, or we have to also. Yeah, so. Uh, yeah, both things, of course, we say it's
I think we should endeavor, like, or maybe desire
desire.
to get rid of these material attachments. Then the holy name would do that. But if we try to maintain those desires, then that's an offense.
We can tell Krishna, yes, I want to give up. I'm not able to give up this, but I want to give up. So you please help me, Krishna. We internally desire, yes, I want to become detached from all these things. Then it will work also very fast. Otherwise, Krishna may also arrange a situation because he has come, as this verse is saying, right? Vishayamagi, Bhaje Vishamagi, Amrita Diba. So he's desiring devotional service, but at the same time he's desiring material enjoyment also. So Krishna may arrange a situation, may create a situation which will cause that person to become detached. Correct? Is that correct understand?
Correct, yeah. So that he becomes frustrated and say, I don't want it.
Yeah. Or sometimes Krishna may fulfill the desire and then one may feel very obliged, oh, very grateful to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, you fulfill my desire. I will do more for you because you fulfill my desire, which may be okay for that person. Krishna may think, yeah, if he wants this, okay, I'll give him. But in that thing also he may feel, oh, Krishna, the person may feel, oh, Krishna has given me, I wanted this and Krishna gave me this, and so it's so, yeah. And he may say, okay, now, let's say somebody doesn't have a job and they are praying to Krishna, Krishna, please give me a job, please give me a job. And you apply and you got to get a job. Then you can say, oh, Krishna, you gave me a job. So nice. I will dedicate my earnings from my job for your service. Because you gave me a job. Like that. And then your service may increase like that. And then you may come to more advanced stage where you are not desiring any material things. So then you start desiring only Krishna. So, but the fact is that if one engages in devotional service of the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, it does not have to attempt separately to practice detachment or to wait for an awakening to transcend knowledge. Means if he serves Krishna selflessly, then automatically. Of course, serving selflessly also is like detachment, right? It is said that one who engages unflinchingly in devotional service of the Lord actually has all the good qualities of demigods develop in him automatically. Sometimes you wonder if the demigods are Sakama Bhaktas, right? So how they are, but they are Bhaktas, but they have good qualities. That's why they are in big positions. But they are also Sakama Bhaktas, as Prabhupada says. Like we see, one cannot discover how such good qualities develop in the body of a devotee, but actually it happens. Prabhupada says, how will you recognize my devotee? You will be a perfect
Gentleman, gentlewoman.
So all, yeah, means all good qualities will be there in the devotee. That's how you recognize. Prabhupada says how much we are advancing should be judged by how we are developing the good qualities. Amanitva, madambitva, ahimsa, shantirajam. All these qualities. And in 16th chapter also he says many qualities. Abhayam sattva sanshuddhir. There is one instance where a hunter was taking pleasure in killing animals, but after becoming a devotee, he was not prepared to kill even an ant. Such is the qualitative. Means he is very kind. Titikshava karunika. That mercy is kind not only to human beings, but to even animals. I was in Dallas Temple right recently. I was doing japa there, and then there was a cricket, and one devotee, he put a bucket there in the middle so that nobody walks and tramples on the cricket. And then he got the American devotee, white bodied, and so he got like a paper or something, and then he took that cricket. And then previously, so many may have been eating meat and so many things, but now even for that little insignificant cricket, they were, making sure nobody tramples on that. So they are also like our. You can identify with other jivas as just as yourself. This is also a jiva just like me. He just and if somebody were to trample upon me, how would I feel? So that's also a life there. Part and parcel of Krishna is there in that insect. Yeah, it's same soul like me, with all the consciousness. So then that's what Mrigari happened. Mrigari became so merciful that he was jumping when Narad Muni was coming. Such is the quality of a devotee. So,
and he got that from Narad Muni, like association of Narad Muni.
Yes.
Also in one purport, Prabhupada says that we get the qualities of those who we serve or those who we hear from.
Yes. Yeah, Narad Muni, he told him, you will suffer for your sins, and then he said, he followed the instructions of Narad Muni, and then he was chanting before Tulsi Devi, right? And he was saying, how will I get my food and everything. Is that the pastime?
Yes. Narad Muni said you throw away your bow and arrow, whatever.
Yes.
And he surrendered. He said, how would I get the food? So Krishna will maintain. So then so many people used to come and give him so much.
Yeah, to throw away bow and arrow, right? That's Narad Muni's instruction he followed, and then he became so. He chanted in front of Tulsi, then he became so compassionate. We get the qualities of Krishna, Surida Sarvadehina, and Suridam Sarvabhutanam, and in that other one it says Surida Sarvadehina. So same thing. Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam. I think you are quoting this one. Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvalokamaish. Suridam Sarvabhutanam. So Titikshava Karunika, Surida Sarvadehina. He is well wisher to everyone. Just like Krishna is well wishing of all living entities. Devotee is well wisher. Such is the we get qualities of Krishna. So, and because Krishna has all good qualities, so devotee also has good qualities. That's how you know you are closer to Krishna. And of course, the devotees, the pure devotees also. Those who are very eager to advance in transcendental knowledge can engage themselves in pure devotional service without wasting time in mental speculation. So, we don't have to waste time to figure out who is God, is there God, just accept the Shastra and the knowledge that has been given. Those who are very eager to advance in transcendental knowledge can engage themselves in pure devotional service without wasting time in mental speculation. Maybe it is like this, it is like that. Just serve Krishna purely. Because time is short, and if you speculate, you will not come to the conclusion. Athapi te deva padambujadvaya prasada leshanughrita evati chanati tattvam bhagwan mahimno na chanyo eko api chiram vichinvan. Chiram means for a long time. If one speculates, you cannot understand Krishna. So we have time is very short in this human life, and don't reinvent the wheel. It's already given. Of course, we have to realize what the knowledge is saying by practicing, by applying. For arriving at the positive conclusions of knowledge in absolute truth, the word Brahma Darshanam is significant in this verse. Brahma Darshanam means to realize or understand the transcendence. Darshan means to see Brahma as the Supreme Lord. One who engages in the service of Vasudeva can actually realize what Brahman is. If Brahman is impersonal, then there is no question of Darshanam, which means seeing face to face. Darshanam refers to seeing the Supreme Personality of God, Vasudeva. So pleased by our service attitude, Krishna will show. Don't try to see Krishna. I think you were saying that yesterday. Don't try to see
Correct. Act in such a way that Krishna wants to see you. Like Srimati Radharani was attracted to Dukhi Krishna Das service. She appeared, give him darshan.
because he was doing seva in the which Nidhivan, where was somewhere.
Dhan, Nikunja, Seva.
Nikunja seva, yeah, he was sweeping. So seva attracts Krishna. Unless the seer and the seen are the persons, there is no darshanam. Prabhupada is emphasizing that only you can see if there is some person. Brahma Darshanam means that as soon as one sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can at once realize what impersonal Brahman is. Because Brahmano Pratishta Aham, the impersonal Brahman is subordinate. A devotee does not need to make separate investigations to understand the nature of Brahman. Bhagavad Gita also confirms this. Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, a devotee at once becomes a self-realized soul in the Absolute. Okay. We can read one more verse, or we can shop. We can read Anand Vrindavan. Okay. Anand Vrindavan Chappu. Okay. Can read that. Krishna picked up a rock, broke the butter pot. In a fearful yet playful mood, Krishna ran through the butter and roamed from room to room, engaging in more mischief. stealthily entering the milk storeroom. Stealthy means very cautiously. Krishna quickly ate small amounts of freshly churned butter from various pots. So he not only broke the pot in which Yashoda was churning, but he went to the storeroom where so many pots of butter were there and he broke them. He ate butter. From relishing his favorite food, he soon felt satisfied and gave up his anger. He had a nice meal, so he gave up his anger. Then Sri Hari, who is worshipped by all demigods, snatched a pot of butter and ran into the courtyard. So from all the pots, he took one pot and he went to the courtyard. The pastimes Krishna enjoyed at this time appeared to be classic performances on a dramatic stage. While standing on a grinding mortar in the courtyard and anxiously looking around for Mother Yashoda. So he has a pot of butter with him and he is standing on the mortar which is in the courtyard and he was looking around for Yashoda. Krishna fed fresh butter to all the assembled children and monkeys. So he gave butter to all the children, his Gopa friends and monkeys. The fortunate Yashoda, whose jewel-like son benedicts the entire creation, took the boiling milk off stove and returned to Krishna. So she took care of the milk and came back. The fame of attaining Krishna as her son enhanced the brilliant beauty of Yashoda's body. So how fortunate? I think Parikshit Maharaj asks, right? What is the fortune? No. There's a verse. What must have they done to get Krishna? That Krishna is drinking the milk of Mother Yashoda, something like
Yeah.
that. There's a verse.
Yeah. This entire universe with its. Let me paste this verse. Is this the. It says, Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Indra is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in this past.
Yeah. This is 10 canto.
Maybe there's another verse.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we get the point. So,
That is the Paribhasha Sutra. This is the Paribhasha Sutra of the 10th canto. Trayachopinishadabhischa Sankhya Yogascha Satvita. The glories of the Supreme Personality of God are studied through the three Vedas, Upanishads, literature, Sankhya Yoga, and other Vaishnava literature, yet Mother Yashoda considers Supreme Person as her ordinary child. So this is a Paribhasha Sutra of the Canto 10.
I'll study through the Vedas. So all the Vedas are describing the glories of Krishna, but that Krishna has become the child of Yashoda. So, yeah, correct. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'll read a little bit more. So, she wanted to embrace her son and console him because she was crying when she left. Now she wanted to console her son, she came back, but not finding him there, she became morose. She became sad. In a mood of lamentation, she frantically searched everywhere for Krishna. So She was looking where she found some broken pots, emitting innumerable streams of yogurt that flowed across the floor, making it slippery and white in color. Out of anger, Krishna had smashed many clay pots, which now lay strewn on the floor in hundreds of pieces. So there are many clay pots which Krishna had damaged, and all the yogurt was coming out. And Mother Yashoda thought, "Alas, what has happened? Why is the yogurt pot broken?" At first, she could not understand, but upon seeing a small rock, she concluded that Krishna had perpetrated this naughty act. Must be Krishna. With a look of surprise, Mother Yashoda touched the tip of her nose with the index of her beautiful left hand and thought, "How could my child show such impudence? I tried so patiently to train him properly, so how could he behave so horribly? सब फोकट में गया मैंने जो इतना ट्रेनिंग दिया उसको but he is still behaving like this. He is behaving like this. How could he behave like this?" Although no impurities resided in the heart, inner heart, Yashoda appeared to manifest a special form of motherly pride. My son, how can he be like this? It's like showing false anger, she thought. The glories of my son's transcendental pastimes are unlimited. His every action increases his own pride and pleasure while simultaneously creating a festival for one and all. He derives boundless happiness by his constant pastimes of stealing. So she's thinking, yes, whatever he does gives so much pleasure to all of us, to him and to us also. As soon as Krishna, who enchants the demigods with his beautiful body, the color of a monsoon cloud, saw Mother Yashoda coming out of the house, he jumped in fear and ran fast as possible, away as fast as possible, expertly understanding the human-like nature of her son. Yashoda chased after him, calling, "Stop running, stop, you foremost cheater. Oh, you foremost cheater in the world." So there is a nice picture, I think, today in the slideshow I was seeing. Yashoda is chasing Krishna. Krishna is running in fear. There are two pictures like that. Krishna kept looking fearfully back over his shoulder while running away from Yashoda. So he was running. Yashoda, though Yashoda felt fatigued and mentally distressed, her body, arms, and legs looked very beautiful as she pursued her mischievous son. So these all pastimes can be in our mind, how Yashoda is chasing Krishna and Krishna is running. And in this way, we can, yeah, that one, that picture. Krishna is really terrified. I like this picture. This picture is so nice. Krishna is running and Yashoda is, of course, Yashoda doesn't see stick in her hand, but Krishna is so terrified. And then the classic famous picture is also this one. Almost sure this is so nice picture. Krishna is okay, so we can meditate on how. So she's shouting also, "Oh cheater, oh foremost of thieves, stop, stop." She's not only running, but she's also shouting. And Krishna is looking back. How far is Yashoda? Is she going to catch me? Though Yashoda felt fatigued, like in this picture, she's caught him and Krishna is looking back and his eyes are so terrified. His eyes, if you look at his eyes, Krishna's eyes, they are so full of like fear. Here also with fear. So Yashoda continued shouting to Krishna, "Stop, you thief and liar." Krishna is getting all bad words. "How can you carry on like this? Where are you going? Just stop running and stand where you are." "Don't run anymore. Stop." Yashoda is telling Krishna, "Stand where you are." Krishna said, "I will stop if you drop your stick. Just drop your stick." then I'll stop. After saying this, Krishna stopped running away, but kept a safe distance from his mother. So he stopped. There was some distance between Yashoda and Krishna. Yashoda said, "If you are so afraid of being punished, then why did you break my yogurt pot today?" So, if you're so afraid, then why did you do the crime? Krishna said, "I will never do it again. Now just drop the stick from your hand." So still she had the stick in her hand, but Krishna stopped at a distance. And then Yashoda is saying, "Well, why did you do this? You drop the stick, I will never do it again." Yashoda's mind turned into an abode of amazement as she tried to approach her son. But seeing her angry mood, Krishna quickly ran away while speaking in a distressed tone. So Krishna is stood and Yashoda is trying to come closer, still with the stick in her hand. So he ran away. "Mother, please drop that big stick and do not punish me. O sinless one, if you do this, I will come to you." After hearing Krishna's appeal, innocent appeal, Yashoda dropped the stick. Seeing this, Krishna stopped running. So conditions were met. So Krishna also said, he said, "I will stop running." So she dropped the stick and Krishna stopped running. Absorbed in watching Krishna's transcendental pastimes, the immortal denizens, so the devatas are watching heaven, felt totally amazed. One can easily understand how powerful demigods like Lord Brahma, who lives for trillions of years, become upset and bewildered upon seeing Krishna's pastime of showing fear before his mother. So they could not fathom how the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is feared by fear personified, ran away in fear of a stick in his mother's hand. That verse is there, right? Fear of, you are saying how the sun rises out of fear, the wind blows, and then out of fear of the Supreme Lord. And then there is the other verse, right? Fear by fear personified. Huh? Apanna sans.
आपन्नासंश्रितं घोरं यन्नाम विशूलं तथा शुद्धेवमुच्यते यद् बिभेति स्वयं भयम्.
Yeah, even
Kunti Maharani also says this one verse there. There's fear.
she is awestruck, right, by Krishna's being bound by Yashoda.
Correct.
So everybody is afraid of God, but God is afraid of Yashoda's stick.
And it's this 1831. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. And you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me.
There also she says, fear personified is afraid of you. She's bewildered by this, that how somebody whom everybody fears is afraid of Yashoda's stick. The fine hairs curling over Yashoda's face dripped with perspiration. So she had ran so much, so she had perspiration, and her blouse moved from her heavy breathing. Her hair hung loose from running, and her lotus face appeared exhausted. So she was feeling exhausted chasing Krishna. Hair had become loose. The flowers had fallen. We know there are two kinds of flowers on Yashoda's side, Krishna's side. They had fallen. Those on Yashoda's side were thinking, yes, we should make her weight light. She can catch Krishna fast. Krishna's side by catching Krishna. He's a little child. We don't want to be part of her body when she catches Krishna. We want to leave her. So there were some flowers were on Krishna's side and some flowers were on Yashoda's side. When she caught Krishna's hand, he said, "Mother, please do not beat me." So there are also parties in the spiritual world, right? There are different parties. One party will support Krishna, one party will support Krishna's devotee. So when she caught Krishna's hand, he said, "Mother, please do not beat me." So after the stick was dropped, she caught her hand. While saying this, Krishna rubbed his tear-filled lotus eyes with his delicate palms, which resembled the petals of a fresh lotus flower. His palms were very delicate, like a lotus flower, and he was rubbing his eyes. Mother, please don't beat me. With a choked voice, Krishna slowly uttered some sweet yet indistinct words. Like sometimes, one time I remember my mother brought that belan for you know the roti, and she she was threatening me with that belan. So we can see how that this here also we have some things like that. That's like a stick only. So
Mhm. The mother's love in the material world is part and parcel of Yashoda's love for Krishna.
yeah, so with that rolling pin, I was also afraid. With a choked voice, Krishna slowly uttered some sweet yet indistinct words. I remember one time, that was the time I was playing, some friend was there and we were, playing with stones. He was throwing stones and I was throwing stones back, and one of the stones I threw hurt him very bad. And my mother got so upset with me that, and because he was bleeding also, he got, I can't remember that day was so bad. And she came with that Velan in the bathroom and she was going to hit me. So scared. With a choked voice, Krishna slowly uttered some sweet yet indistinct words that came out from his beautiful mouth, like drops of nectar falling from the full moon. Indeed, it was a marvelous sight to see Krishna becoming overwhelmed in fear and crying helplessly. So it was very beautiful sight, Krishna crying, trembling. Kampa, what is that verse? He's trembling in fear. Damodarashtakam.
Vedantram Hurmatram.
Yeah. Muhushwasha kampa rekha kakantam. Stita graivam damodar. Satanka netram also. Muhushwasha kampa rekha kakantam.
Thita Grivam Damodaram Bhaktibhat.
And his eyes are like Satanka, filled with terror. Some other verse.
रुदन्त मुहुर्नेत्रयुगं कराम्भोजयुग्मेन श
Satanka.
आतङ्कने.
Yeah. So this is Krishna's. He's so trembling in fear. Yashoda thought, if I don't bind him immediately, he may run away into the deep forest. Yeah, because he's the friend of the monkeys, she says like that many times. And Krishna says, okay, if I am a monkey, then I will go into the forest. And he didn't like that to be called as a friend of the monkeys. Vanar Sakha or something like that. So Krishna says, okay, if you think I'm monkey, I'll go to the forest. And Yashoda was worried. He may actually go into the forest, so I should bind him. Yashoda then brought a grinding mortar and considered how to bind the one of the boundless glories. Observing this, Krishna beamed an attractive smile. Yashoda ordered some maidservants, O Kurangavati and Lavangavati, fetch some smooth rope made of jute. That's how the pastime now begins. Okay, it's almost 8:30. We'll finish this page. The attempt of Rajeshwari Yashoda to bind Krishna, the ever well-wisher of the whole creation, immersed her in an ocean of joy. Soon many opulently dressed elderly gopis, the embodiment of limitless motherly affection, came there along with several curious boys with clean, beautiful curly hair. So everybody was watching Krishna. They came, gopis came. Mother Yashoda tied many ropes together, but they always measured 2 inches too short. Surprisingly, no matter how many ropes she collected, they remained 2 inches too short. She said, "Alas, this small distance seems to have become as vast as Brahma's universe. The Supreme Lord annexed this pastime by his personal energy to display his unlimited power." And the last, observing this wonderful incident, the elderly gopis tried to relieve Yashoda's anxiety by saying, "O Yashoda, you are the most blessed one in the creation. A minute ago, you tied a small golden belt around Krishna's thin waist, but now you cannot bind him with all the ropes in your house." Okay, so we'll read from here tomorrow.
That's the three F's, right? Fatigue, failure, and feedback. That's this feedback. Uh, they're telling her that you cannot bind Krishna,
Correct, yeah.
demotivating her.
Demotivating. Narad Muni also demotivated Dhruva Maharaj in the beginning. He said, "No, no, you go back to your kingdom, your palace. Why? Because you are a small child. So many tried in the previously to, you know, attain Krishna, but they failed. What is your chance? You're only a 5-year-old boy." So he demotivated him. That nobody previously succeeded. So many failed. So what are your chances of success? So here also they are demotivating. Let Krishna go. It's his lucky day. He's not going to be bound today. So, but the devotee is very persistent. This is another quality of the devotee, that despite all setbacks and failures in life, he still does not give up his desire to serve Krishna. That's how we should. The lesson to learn from this is that there may be many setbacks and so many failures also in our attempts, but we should not give up the desire to serve Krishna. Then eventually we'll be successful. Huh? Yeah.
Utsaha Nishcha Dharya.
Correct. Yeah. We should never give up chanting Hare Krishna, despite so many things that may happen in life and so many things we may do wrong. So still we should continue with the desire, because we should think that one day I will reach perfection. This hope is there. Okay, I'm not perfect, but one day if I keep serving Krishna, that's the only way I will reach perfection. So why should I give up this way? I'm not perfect and so many things, but the hope is there that by serving Krishna, I will attain perfection, means I'll attain Krishna Prem. So, okay. So that is the mood. Okay, we'll continue. It's 8:33. Thank you very much for your association this morning.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.